Stop waiting years for fruit trees to pay off. The time for patience is over. With food costs rising, most people are wasting space on low-yield investments. Today, I'm revealing the top 5 high-yield survival bushes that provide immediate caloric density and massive resilience. These aren't just plants. They are agricultural assets that outperform trees in every metric. If you're serious about true food security, these are the 5 species you need to get in the ground before this planting season ends. Let us begin. In the 5th position is the honeyberry, known for delivering the earliest seasonal yield. For those managing northern or chilly regions, cultivating the honeyberry, or haskap, is essential. This particular honeysuckle variety yields elongated blue fruits, mimicking a blend of blueberry and raspberry flavors. However, its primary advantage lies in scheduling. Haskaps mature weeks ahead of strawberries. Throughout colder zones, this represents the inaugural fresh food harvested each year. Originating in the boreal woodlands of Siberia and Japan, these specimens possess inherent frost resistance. Their blossoms withstand temperatures as low as -7 degrees Celsius without jeopardizing development. An unexpected spring freeze capable of devastating an entire apple orchard has zero impact on honeyberries. Their delicate skin prevents commercial distribution, making personal cultivation the sole method to enjoy them. Furthermore, they boast triple the antioxidant concentrations of standard blueberries, from a perennial that demands virtually zero upkeep after settling. Modern varieties yield roughly 7 pounds of fruit per shrub, just 24 months post-planting, increasing to 10 to 15 pounds by year 5. Documented Siberian varieties exceed 5 decades of continuous production. Because their root architectures are shallow and non-invasive, they thrive alongside traditional blueberries, effectively doubling your seasonal harvest window within an identical plot of land. Occupying slot 4 is the Rosa rugosa, a defensive barrier that doubles as a food source. This variety develops into a thick, impassable barrier of sharp thorns, capable of deterring deer, stray dogs, or human intruders. However, perimeter protection is only half of its utility. Once the blooming phase concludes, this shrub yields exceptionally large rose hips, containing one of the highest concentrations of vitamin C in the natural world, a mere handful matching the nutrient value of an entire sack of citrus fruits. Because these fruits persist on branches deep into winter, they allow foraging even when the earth is completely frozen. Thriving in depleted soils and demonstrating immense tolerance to coastal salt spray, this species remains largely unbothered by common garden pests. Rugosa hips actually gain quality following the initial winter frost, as freezing temperatures transform starches into sugars. A fully developed shrub yields between 2 and 4 pounds of material each season. The blossoms also provide culinary value, while the formidable thorn density allows you to establish an organic boundary that eliminates upkeep, resists decay, and consistently generates sustenance. Position number 3 highlights the Serviceberry, an essential historical resource. Also referred to as the Juneberry or Saskatoon, this indigenous North American species served as a foundational component of pemmican, the definitive survival ration utilized by native populations and early frontiersmen. Visually resembling a blueberry, it offers a distinct almond undertone and represents a substantial caloric asset rather than a minor treat.
The serviceberry develops into either an expansive shrub or a modest tree, demonstrating high adaptability to varied soil profiles and excellent drought resistance. Mature specimens generate between 15 and 30 pounds of fruit annually, with maturation occurring progressively across multiple weeks. At peak maturity, these fruits comprise approximately 1/4 sugar by mass, making them exceptionally well-suited for dehydration into dense nutritional blocks that maintain viability for years. The species also exhibits notable disease immunity and functions adequately in partial shade, standing as one of the rare fruiting shrubs that actively upgrades local ecological habitats while filling your pantry. In second place is the goji berry, recognized as a source of complete protein.
While typical fruits consist primarily of simple sugars, the goji berry contains all essential amino acids, highly unusual within the plant kingdom. Originating in the Himalayan regions and China, this sprawling shrub possesses remarkable resilience, surviving drought, extreme heat, and depleted soil. Paradoxically, excessive care causes the plant to favor foliage over fruit. It literally thrives on intentional neglect. The resulting berries are ideal for dehydration, transforming into small crimson raisins, requiring no refrigeration or canning equipment.
An established goji shrub yields between 7 and 10 pounds of fresh fruit each season, translating to approximately 2 to 3 pounds once dehydrated. These dried fruits consist of 13% protein by mass and encompass all 9 essential amino acids, while providing substantial levels of iron, zinc, and vital B vitamins. The shrubs begin bearing fruit in their second year, are self-fertile, and maintain production for decades.
Position number 1 highlights the Jostaberry, an exceptional achievement in botanical breeding. This hybrid combines the blackcurrant with 2 distinct gooseberry species, eliminating the painful thorns of the gooseberry while removing the fungal vulnerabilities inherent to currants. It exhibits rapid development, completely smooth branches, and absolute immunity to white pine blister rust. The resulting taste profile begins with a sharp gooseberry-like acidity, before maturing into the deep, sugary richness of a blackcurrant. The primary advantage centers on harvesting productivity. Because the branches lack thorns and the fruits are quite large, gathering a full container requires only a fraction of the time needed for traditional currants. Upon reaching maturity, the shrub delivers an annual yield of 10 to 15 pounds of fruit. Individual berries average the size of a small cherry, surpassing the volume of a standard blackcurrant threefold. Nutritionally, they boast elevated levels of vitamin C and anthocyanins in significantly denser concentrations than blueberries. Furthermore, this shrub exhibits greater shade tolerance than the vast majority of fruiting species, and because it remains uncommon across North America, local pests rarely target it, allowing substantial output with none of the corresponding management difficulties. That concludes our overview for today. I trust this information proved insightful, and I encourage you to begin integrating these resilient shrubs into your landscape. Personally, I cultivate every variety featured in this list, with the sole exception of the Rosa rugosa, as my current property layout lacks the expansive perimeter required to properly utilize its defensive growth. However, if forced to select a preferred species, the honeyberry remains my top recommendation due to its vastly unappreciated potential. In my experience, its total output easily surpasses that of standard blueberries, and its unique flavor profile is superior. As a final critical reminder for those planning to cultivate honeyberries, securing a successful harvest requires planting at least 2 distinct genetic varieties to facilitate adequate cross-pollination. If you found this guide useful and are ready to take action, subscribe to the channel and share this video with a loved one who values self-reliance. To protect your property against potential supply disruptions, your next step is building a fog harvesting system. Appearing right now on the screen, the first video shows exactly how I constructed a fog water capture system for just $12, while the second outlines the precise methodology to store that water safely for up to 5 years. I will see you there.